is up, football fans, sports fans? We are back for another episode of The Fan and the End. We are on prime time tonight. Got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. We're going to be talking a lot of smack like we always do, but we're always going to do it with some fun and our flair as we always do. And the man to my right, as always, Mr. T.E. himself, Mr. Ben Troupe. How we feeling today, brother?
Man, feeling good, Steven. Listen, man, I was still able to catch some of the show last night. Was dealing with some family stuff. They got you busy these days, Steven. I said, listen, Steven ain't got no extra time. Between being, with his lady, being a dad, being a great son to his mom. Hey, Steven, I need you to, nope, can't add nothing else to the schedule. Nope. No more free time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we busy these days, especially with filling in for Scott and Candy. You know, I had to send them a few messages, let them know about a few things, and you know, they still having fun over there on the other side of the pond. We're just holding it down.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know how many people that heard the word really? Oh,
seriously, really? we got a really seriously moment up. Obviously, anyone who's seen the title today, I came across something, and a lot of things been striking my cord lately because content creators, media personalities, ridiculous list. Obviously, we touched a little bit on them last night with, and I'm gonna bring up another one that I found since then to back to it. But I'm gonna play a little clip for you from the gentleman's TikTok, and I'm gonna be nice real quick. I'm gonna give him his due diligence. This is the man's TikTok. He's a Detroit sports fan, content creator guy. Want to make sure we don't get flagged for anything. Making sure we're showing his love. It's not our video, but I had to download it. I had to pull it up just because for context of where tonight's main topic is Penei Sewell better than Lane Johnson? I'm going to let the content creator get his minute and 49 seconds in here. So, guys, bear with us for a second. We'll be right back.
No, that is not a fair ranking for Penei Sewell. Penei Sewell is the best offensive lineman in the NFL. If you look at what he's done, how he does it, and the level of play that he has, his athleticism, his versatility, his pass blocking combined with his run blocking, there is not a single offensive lineman in the NFL any GM in the National Football League would take right now over Penei Sewell.
Right now.
32, and that's what it is. It's right now. This is a top 100 list. This is the best players in the sport right now. And right now, Penei Sewell is the best offensive lineman in the NFL. So if you want to take a player over him, you'll get fired tomorrow. Because 32 GMs out of 32 in the NFL, if you need one offensive lineman to start your team, are taking Penei Sewell. He's the youngest, he's the best, he's the most athletic, and he's the most versatile. So get the fuck out of here ranking a dude who's 50 over Penei Sewell because he's done it for longer or he just won a Super Bowl. That's not what this is. This is a top 100 players in the league right now. You cannot look at me and say there is one offensive lineman that is better than Penei Sewell right now, let alone 4 or 5 or whatever the hell it is. You're telling me Creed Humphrey is better than Penei Sewell? Suck a dick, Pete Briscoe. That is fucking ridiculous, dude. Tristan Wirfs is the only one that I would be like, okay, if Penei was number 2 and you had Tristan Wirfs ahead of him, I would say, okay, I can stomach that a little bit. So don't give me the, Lane Johnson's done it longer. Lane Johnson hasn't done this for 10 years. He's been doing it for a while. Well, Penei's better than that old-ass man right now. Lane Johnson he's old now. He is not what Penei Sewell is. It does not. Lane Johnson cannot do what Penei Sewell does on the field. He can't.
Man. So before we get to our comments, right? I'm gonna pull up. A gentleman who Shane Half, broke this thing down for us, right? I'm gonna pull that up, right? So we're gonna start right here, right? So since joining the league in 21, Sewell has allowed almost double the sack rate, 35%, and a higher pressure rate, 4.46 versus 3.29, which is Lane Johnson's, while also committing 26% more penalties, 34 to 27 compared to Lane Johnson. All right. Want to exclude some of the early years, get rid of the rookie struggles, some of the years of the Yanes who's fine. Let's look solely at last year. Last year, right? Lane Johnson couldn't do what Penei Sewell does. Lane Johnson led a 2.64 pressure percentage rate, while Penei Sewell allowed a 4.43 pressure rate, right? Okay. So, however, Lane Johnson does benefit from a stronger run game. So let's eliminate rollout plays, play actions, focus on true pass sets, right? Lane Johnson allowed a 3.9 pressure rate, while Penei Sewell allowed a 6.9. That's almost a 7% pressure rate. Pass block win rate. Lane Johnson, 94%. On an island, 78% of the time on pass block snaps. Penei Sewell's at 91% win rate, while he's only on an island 64% of the pass blocks. Go to the next one, right? Nope. That's one, right? Then you go to the run block win rate. Lane Johnson's at 80%. Penei Sewell, not. I'm not sure. I think the top 10 rankings were public. Unfortunately, he's not on that list, right? So as far as these things go, Sewell can't do what Lane does. I don't know where he got that one. Wear blue on the football field. I guess that's the only thing you could do. Johnson's a better pass blocker, commits fewer penalties, while being left on an island more frequently than Penei Sewell, while also being a better run blocker. What is this dude talking about?
You see, what just got happened is this. We podcasters, we content creators, we analysts, we columnists. You know, we know football. Sometimes what we feel gets in front of what's real. I'm just giving you how I feel. Telling you what people can suck on this and they can go there. But when you start saying because he's done it longer, isn't that the point? Isn't the point to be solid for a long time? So much so that I got a 2,000-yard rusher, Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP, contract extension. And here's the thing. People assume younger means better. Is Tristan Wirfs incredible? Yes. Is Penei Sewell incredible? Yes. Is Trent Williams incredible? Yes. That don't make you better than Lane. And I think when I'm listening to him talk, you got a vendetta towards certain people. I get it. There are certain people we don't like. You know, there are certain people that's easy to dislike than others. I get it. But, sir, you are making yourself an easy target. Because what you didn't do, see, people think that just because somebody got a first-team All-Pro, that means they was better. Because Lamar Jackson got first-team All-Pro, he won MVP. That's another show for another day. I'm telling you, Lane Johnson is the standard. You play, listen, you plug him over there and he just sits there year after year after year after year, rock solid. And you know how you know Lane Johnson's better than Penei Sewell? Why are you bringing Lane up? Why can't you just talk about Penei? Just talk about what Penei's done. Back-to-back All-Pro season 2023, 2024, right? Now, what it is, you know, Penei, first, I want to prove who I am individually. Then I want to show what I mean to the collective. Well, y'all got 2 running backs in Detroit, don't you? 2 of them. Right? So he could be better with one than the other, or he could be rock. If Lane Johnson had 2, wait a minute. I think he played on a team that did have 2 running backs. What happened with him? He won. Lane Johnson has gotten to the point of his career that he's so solid, it's boring. He's not gonna give up anything. Jalen Hurts goes to bed at night. They go, what about Lane? Oh man, what you mean? I forget Lane over there because whoever's on that side, it's a wrap. And I'm gonna keep saying this. We do ourselves a disservice when we start comparing people when we really don't know the whole story. Yes, Penei Sewell is nice. Yes, Tristan Wirfs is nice. And I know we're going to get into it later on the show about tight end U. If it was an O-line U, Penei couldn't put it on. He still went behind
and there is an O-line U. And who's one of the family members? Oh, Lane Johnson.
Look, what's up, JD? What's up, JD? No. I'm gonna keep saying this, people. In order to be better than another player, you have to do something that player can't do. There's nothing Penei Sewell does better than Lane, and there's nothing Penei Sewell does that Lane cannot do. There are a lot of things that Lane does. You know why? Because he's a silent killer. That's another dirty C word to add to the Southern Fried gentleman. I'm just telling you, JD, this is what people don't like. People be thinking, Howie Roseman, man. I mean, he put together an okay O-line. Ask he gonna lie. Ask Patrick Mahomes what O-line he'd rather have. His or Philly. Now he's got to say his. I love my player. And he walk out and go, what? Can you tell my switch O-line? Listen, now to Penei Sewell's credit, he ain't saying nothing. This is all someone else going to bat for him. I get it. But remember, you gotta make sure all your ducks are in a row. You gotta make sure all your facts are right. And facts, let me say this. Facts and feelings are not the same thing. We conflate feelings over facts. No. We all got feelings, and feelings are rooted in selfishness. Facts are very, very stubborn, aren't they? They don't really care about how you feel. And I think for Lane Johnson is a man all about business. He don't do a lot of talking because he don't got to. Penei Sewell, I mean, I don't know him. I mean, I know he can't, big time player out of Oregon. I mean, I'm not taking nothing from him. But don't let your Wikipedia think that you're better than Lane. Because when you start breaking down the numbers, the ones that matter, the ISO when you out there on the island blocking the best pass rush on the other team, Lane go, man, I can do that all game. I'm good. Run blocking. People going, you mean to tell me Lane Johnson just blocked for the 2,000-yard rush who could have broke the record and he all right? Come on. What are we doing? Listen. And the thing about it is, JD, this is what I want people to always understand. We all passionate. There are always going to be people, places, things that we're gonna go a little crazier for because we have vested interest in it. Yeah, that ain't facts though. See that a lie is a lie no matter who tell it, and the truth is the truth no matter how you feel about it. No matter how you feel, truth is the truth. And the fact of the matter is, if there was an offensive lineman like they doing, Lane Johnson could be one of the headliners. I could put it on because I've been around that long. Now, nothing against the young guys now. Nothing against the young guys, right? But Lane could show Penei stuff. There's nothing that Penei could tell Lane. Oh, yeah. Think about that. I could say, hey, Penei, listen, I noticed that you're doing this on pass rounds. I know that you. Yeah, but I'm a first-team All-Pro. Congratulations. Been there, done that. But you want one of those? you want one of those, right? You know how you get those? I'm just telling y'all, I love the fact that we're doing this.
I'm glad you brought up the first team All-Pro because for people who don't know or may not be aware, Tim McMahon has put this out during the season last year when they started announcing the first team All-Pros, and it came across Lane Johnson's desk. You know what he did? He pins this to his locker room. The comparisons between them.
I'm telling y'all,
all people like Mr. Content Creator here. It just gave Lane more fuel for the season. That's all you're doing because you know what Lane Johnson's saying right now, right? You know what? He's feel like he's getting close to his peak now. He feels better now at 35 than he did when he was 29.
Let me tell y'all something, man. Does Lane Johnson look worried? Any picture you've ever seen him in, any interview you've ever seen him, Lane Johnson is saying, "Look, man, listen to me.
We'll
I do this." Didn't he have on like a mask? What's the little mask he used to wear?
Dog mask. The underdog mask. Him and Bo Allen. Lane had the German Shepherd. Bo Allen had the poodle mask. It was that Super Bowl run was fun. I'll just say that one. But they embodied that underdog mentality because you're always talking down on us. You're always finding ways to tear our team down. We're not good at this. We can't do that. Listen, all y'all doing is giving these guys stuff to hang up on their locker room.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Lane is making it known. Lane is saying, no. He said, look, I respect Penei. I'm never gonna be disrespectful to a young man's success. But y'all talking like I'm in the twilight of my career. I'm not. I got plenty of years left because I take care of my body. Right? I understand what I'm doing. And just ask Jalen, ask AJ, ask Dallas, ask Devonta, ask Saquon, ask the people that go up against me. Listen, guys.
That one's right there because can anyone name a top edge rusher that gives him fits? Joey.
No.
Neither one of the Bosa's could do it.
Nope.
Micah Parsons can't do it. They send Micah to the overside because sometimes Mulata takes a bad angle or something. They switch him to the other side of the field. That's what they do when you have a good pass rusher that stands over top of Lane Johnson. Listen. Penei Sewell is absolutely I'm going to bring up Greg Rice's comments here because he was in here before JD got in here, and he made some great stuff. Loves the topic. Lane Johnson has done something only 4 other left tackles have done. All those guys are in the Hall of Famer range. Sewell's trajectory is on par when you take in consideration the age. All right. Most would take Sewell, but I won't deny Johnson's greatness. One of the best to ever do it now. Someone knock Johnson for his PED suspensions, but it makes a good debate. And I want to mark on something else there, Greg, that Lane Johnson takes himself out of the Hall of Fame consideration because of that, because of the mistakes he made when he was younger. He himself does it. So that's why you have to respect him even more for conversations like this, because he's like, you know what? I consider myself excluded from Hall of Fame because of what happened to me when I was younger, the mistakes I made. When a man can do something like that and say something like that in the face of everything else, that's how you know, as the saying goes, he's him, right? Lane Johnson.
Of course. And when Greg saying most people would take Penei Sewell, yeah, because we have recency bias. We have young over older, bias. We have, Johnny come lately, bias. Lane Johnson is one of the best to ever do it. Period. And when people say, why is that important? Micah Parsons is in the same boat as CD Lamb when they play Philly. You ain't getting nothing today. You're not getting nothing. Whether his name is Quinyon or Lane. You ain't this ain't the memory lane he want if you Micah. And if we go down memory lane for CD, he know. If you CD, I'm gonna call him DVD. That's DVD Quinyon over there. I'm just telling y'all. And what I appreciate the most about Lane Johnson, he knows, hey man, y'all would try to put that asterisk out there because of my, PD. I get it. But if you didn't suspend him for life and you let him come back and he hasn't failed another test and all that stuff, he's good. Penei Sewell know what the standard was. Coming out of college, hey man, Lane Johnson is Tristan Wirfs. Who? Lane Johnson. Really? Yeah, that dude is Trent Williams. These are the guys, right? These are the guys that are the gold standard. And I don't like all pro teams anymore. You know why? Because they're biased. They're not telling the truth. You mean to tell me I'm better than him in every statistical category, but he first team? How? So basically, we want these statisticians that's in the meeting rooms to let you know what play we want on 3rd and 6, or you know what I'm saying, or first and 10. But every statistical category that matters and don't matter, I'm above him. In the run game, he ain't even in the top 10. Just like we make up our minds. Now, let me say this. This is not against Penei. Penei is phenomenal. Tristan Wirfs, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Lane Johnson, here's the difference. Tristan Wirfs, Penei Sewell, phenomenal. Lane Johnson, the standard. And the thing about the standard is it don't go up or down. And so I think that when you start talking about what greatness is, you know what Lane Johnson represents? Greatness is boring because we get used to seeing it and we criticize it because we start throwing the word. Listen, having some great moments don't mean you are greatness. No, Michael Jordan is greatness, right? In the flesh. You had some players that had some great moments, right? Great moments. Scottie Pippen said the most idiotic, dumb thing ever. He goes, Michael Jordan is not the greatest basketball player of all time because on the Last Dance, he didn't like how he was portrayed. Boy, sit your behind down. Take 12 seats because
listen, Scotty. Every Batman needs a Robin,
and the thing about it is, do you think it is coincidental that all the 4 other offensive linemen that get to play with Lane Johnson, they play up to that standard? They ain't as good as him, but they play up to the standard like he does, right? Because he has that trickle down.
He is infectious to the rest of that offensive lineman. If you have to think about it, you know, Cam Jurgens came in, played 6-7 games at right guard his rookie year, while Mr. Kelsey was still there, right? Gets injured, winds up missing the rest of the season. Next season, he comes in, he's immediately Pro Bowl, all pro level. Landon Dickerson, Pro Bowl, all pro level. Jordan Mailata, Pro Bowl, all pro. You see where we're going here? Mekhi Becton last year, he was written off. No one wanted him, right? He was on the trash heap leaving the New York Jets. What happened? He get all pro level. There's a reason why this stuff happens. He's infectious to everyone around him.
Yeah, and he knows how to get it done. And all those names, they get drafted. They come over from another team. They say, "I mean, how do we do this? Talk to Lane. What? Talk to Lane. Where is he at? Okay, he got an office down there in the hallway. And on the front of the door it says the words, "I do this." What? I do this. Just walk in. He gonna probably be in there lifting weights to doing something. Mind you, with folks, when you start comparing and saying someone is better, they immediately think it's no.
We still giving Penei his flowers.
It's not disrespected. It's not It's like this. It's like this, JD. We think just because we say it is true. Just because you like vanilla ice cream doesn't mean what? What he saying?
No, I thought you were right.
Oh, just because. No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Mine's vanilla.
If I say I'm pro Lane, that doesn't mean I'm anti Penei Sewell. That's not what I'm saying. It's like this.
Worse, like he messes with like he deserves his flowers too.
Listen, Penei Sewell is the young him and Tristan Wirfs are the young premier tackles in the league. But if Trent or Lane walk in the room, they got to be quiet. That's all I'm saying. All I'm trying to say is
recognize greatness. That's all
Tristan and Penei Sewell, they sitting down eating and they enjoying themselves. Man, congratulations, man, on another great season. All of a sudden, people start flashing cameras. All the cameras are, oh, shoot, it's Lane Johnson. Oh, shoot. Not only are they going to stand up, they're going to say, how you doing, Lane? What's up, Penei? Tristan. Because no matter what, the people don't got to like it. When it comes to talent, when it comes to ability, it's a hierarchy. And guys respect that. You don't got to like it. It's a hierarchy. You don't believe me? When they did the top 75 players to ever play in the NBA, did you see what happened when they announced Mike? Everybody was, oh, shoot. LeBron, Reggie Miller, Isaiah Thomas, Scottie Pippen, all of Magic Johnson, you name them, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, because they know he's here. What? He's here. Him is here. And I think for myself, Steven, JD, to the listeners, it's never disrespect, but it's got to be accurate. That's all. We are talking about accuracy. We are not talking about respect, disrespect. I'm just saying this. There are a bunch of people that think they could have outran Usain Bolt. Problem is, they're not Olympians. I don't want to hear about the dude that lived down the street from you that was the fastest dude in the neighborhood growing up. Because when the fastest runners in the world, not one, not two, but 3 Olympics, 100 meter champion, 200 meter champion. I'm telling you, I love Carl Lewis. Love Carl Lewis.
World records at that. Let's
love Maurice Green. Listen, I love Michael Johnson, Maurice Green. You talking about Carl Lewis, talking about Justin Gatlin, talking about Tyson Gay. Guess what? They all in the room. Man, talking about their gold medal times. Oh, shoot. Who is that? That's you saying. Uh-oh. All of a sudden, the conversation get a little lower. Everybody starts saying, hey, because we respect, listen, greatness respects the greatest. They respect it. And to me, Lane Johnson is one of the greatest. You know why? Go ask anybody in football. I don't care where he ranks in the top 100. That's bias too. That's bias as well. So I'm just telling you. So when I'm gonna tell you this. When they do the top 100, what if Lamar Jackson is, ranked lower than Josh Allen? Just say Josh Allen's number 2, and just say Josh Allen's number 3, number 4, and just say Lamar's number 3 or something. Even the players know. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I love these discussions. I love these debates because when someone really goes in the numbers, right? I don't want to see that numbers crap. Oh, now you don't want to see the numbers. I don't want to see the percentages. Now, because it doesn't favor your argument. It doesn't help you in your argument. I appreciate the argument. I appreciate the passion. That doesn't listen. Talking loud don't make you right, and saying nothing don't make you wrong, right? And sometimes Lane Johnson is saying, all right. But guess what? The whole world got to see Lane last game of the year. Everybody was talking about the D-line for Philly. Do you remember the D-line? Do you remember the D-line for Kansas City? Me neither. You don't remember anything. I'm talking about what we want to do, how we want to do it. Chris Jones, who? No. So, yeah, I like these type of conversations, Stephen, because once again, Stephen, it's almost like the guy was in your head. You like, listen, man, just don't say nothing about Lane. Why? Just keep it about Penei. You brought Lane into this, and somebody said, all right, let me give you these numbers. And when you see the numbers, you're going, people watch the game that close? Yeah. Oh no, and and JD, I'm not saying that's what you was doing. I think what happens is we're gonna compare people. We're gonna compare quarterbacks, running backs, coaches, offensive coordinators, schemes, teams, scenarios, situations. But when you use the words this, better than, you better be right. That's all you can. Man, he better than who? He better than him. And I go, and I'm gonna go. You notice that the guy understand.
I'll go to this point. Penei Sewell is better at this point in his career than Lane was when he was at.
Yes, and just say that.
Yes. That is where I will say Penei Sewell.
And Tristan Wirfs as well. You can say that. But here's the thing, right? Penei Sewell is saying so you're talking about a 25-year-old is being compared to a 35-year-old. Okay. And what Lane Johnson is really doing is saying, I thought as you get older, your game slows down. That's what they say, right? No, my game isn't slowing down. And I don't even think I hit my peak yet. I don't think I hit my prime yet. So, and listen, there's another. Listen, Lane. There was this other tackle that played at Philly. What was his name? Jason Peters. I'm telling you, Philly been doing it for a minute. Philly been putting up, man. Sir, listen, I like your passion. And look, if you want to come out with something else crazy again, we're going to be here. Which means you on our radar now. You know what I'm saying? So
we got plenty more crazy topics to go. People don't
Chris
worry.
Sims and Chase Daniels.
We're locked in. We're locked in tonight.
Let's do it.
And we're going to get on to this next topic. I talked a little bit about it yesterday. Ben was supposed to be on, had the family issues, but it's so outlandish. We have to bring it up again tonight to our listeners here for the fan in the end. And it's real simple. We there was a news report that came out that's been buried over the last few years. An arbitrator found out that the league has colluded with owners, general managers, I would assume that the Players Association also has a hand in this, which is also despicable. That to try to not give players guaranteed contracts. This all started 3 days after Deshaun Watson got his insane contract. I already kind of spoke on this a little bit. You're a little bit more current former player than our guest last night. Mr. Marvin Powell the third. There, I want to get your thoughts on this because I know a lot of people aren't covering this. Me and you talked about it before we came on for obvious reasons. I'm going to scream at the top of every freaking podcast about this until it is addressed. That this, to me, this is just about as big of a story as when CTE broke and they were covering that up.
Yep. Well, the first thing I would say is this. I would love to say I'm surprised. What? The NFL is colluding against the play? Wow. No. Steven, listen. Mr. Colin Kaepernick, I already knew that what you were saying was the truth, right? But this takes it to another level. To all those people out there that are always saying, why don't NFL players get guaranteed contracts? Guess what they're asking for in negotiations? But guess what's going on? So when you talk about these owners' meetings and all this type of stuff, you notice we're not privy to those meetings. There ain't no cameras in there. No. I know Mr. Lurie had a impassioned, speech about the tush push. They'll broadcast that, or they'll tell you what he said. Let me tell y'all something. These owners and these GMs, they in cahoots. Because once the owner says no guaranteed money, I don't care who your agent is. I don't care how incredible that proposal is. But what disturbs me the most is the players been saying this. Kirk Cousins got a guaranteed contract when he went to Minnesota. Kirk Cousins. People like, man. And the thing is, now I know recently we had I think the wide out from Houston signed a guaranteed contract. You see what Travis Hunter was able to do to get most of his money up front.
Actually, yeah, that's on the list here. I'm gonna pull that one up right now, my friend.
If we start pulling back the layers of what these owners really be doing, oh man. I mean, I'm just saying, 4 years, $46.65 million fully guaranteed deal with record-breaking 30.57 bonus paid up front. That makes him the first non-quarterback not drafted first overall to receive his entire signing bonus up front. Shout out to Young Money, APAA Sports Agency, and Mac Main. Oh, shoot, Mac Main. Shout out to Mac Main, man. I just realized who that was from Young Money. Shout out to Mac Main. Let me tell you something. Travis Hunter is a trendsetter, and he's trying to show these other youngers, man, get all you can get right now. What do you mean down the line? The most love they're gonna have for you is right now when you got the momentum. The longer you get in the league, that love goes down. Head coaches get fired, new schemes, new teams, new atmospheres, new regimes. But when I saw this about the collusion, I said, why we don't get enough of these articles? Because these articles can come out every week. Every team, even the Bengals. All of them doing it. And the reason why they're doing it, Steven, because it makes too much sense. Now, I know what people are saying. If people took less money, they could get more guaranteed contracts. They asked for that. Yeah. If I know I'm going to get all $50 million, I know I'm going to get it. See, and so people say, wait a minute, Ben. But I be seeing the contract saying guaranteed. Did it say fully guaranteed? No. Fully guaranteed and guaranteed is way different. A lot of stuff got to go into it. But these owners have already decided we're not doing that. And they're not going to tell you who set it off. They ain't going to tell you if it was Robert Kraft or Jerry Jones. They ain't going to tell you who it was, right? But all of them had to agree to it. All of them. They'll do a majority vote now. But I'm not surprised because the NFL is the greatest It's the greatest pro sports league in America. It is. That don't mean they ain't got a lot of flaws. That don't mean they ain't doing some dumb, corrupt, disrespectful stuff. And this is disrespectful for two reasons. One, the average player in the National Football League, you don't even know who he is. You don't know. He can tell you his first name, last name, school. You don't remember him. Number two, the people who deserve to get guaranteed contracts the most are not the stars. They are the special teams guys. They deserve guaranteed money because when you see, what is it? Collusion. Yep. When you get to talking about why the NFL gets the the dark cloud over it, it's because of stuff like this. It's because of stuff like think about this. Think about this, Stephen. You in the league, you doing your thing, you balling. You trying to get your money, and then just say you leave, you going, wait a minute, dude. So you mean to tell me that I really had a better agent than I thought? Your agent is incredible. I'm talking about they give you all kinds of money. But when you go, well, how about we take less money, we do the fully guaranteed? Nope. They ain't gonna do that. Why? Because when people say, hey man, has there ever been a coach in college football with a fully guaranteed contract? I'm glad that you asked. Yeah. His name was Jimbo Fisher. He went to Texas and he got a 10-year, $75 million contract. They said Jimbo Fisher, in his time with Texas A&M, he made more money than Nick Saban because his buyout was like $60 million. Why is that important? You telling me players who have proven themselves have to fight and scratch and claw and hold out for their money, and a guy named Jimbo gets $60 million to leave? Come on. And I'm not mad at Jimbo. I know what people say, what are you trying to get at? I'm trying to say, why can't players have buyout clauses? What do you mean? I mean, if it don't work out, man, you just give me, give my $5 million, I'll go. But you didn't live up to the contract. A lot of coaches don't. So I'm not, Steven, I would love, when I saw this, I go, and listen, to that reporter, man, you're doing God's work. I mean, I know you hate it, but you ain't hated by you ain't hated by journalists, columnists, and writers. You hated by GMs, owners.
I think it was Mike Florio. I know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So but I want this to happen though. Since the cat is out of the bag, come on, let's keep it going because it goes deeper. Listen to me. People say, how do I know it goes deeper? Okay. The movie Concussion comes out. Everybody's like, Will Smith playing. Oh God. The NFL originally had like $700 and something million lawsuit when you talk about settlement with concussions. It went up to $1 billion. Why would it go up to $1 billion? Because I'd rather give money to the players than to show what we really know. Why is that important? Most people who went through the concussion settlement program never got a dime. You know why? Because they were trying to say that white guys and black guys' brains cognitively function differently. How do we know that, Ben? How do we know that? Because they said it. No test. Think about this. If you never gave me a pretest for when my mind is functioning well, how you gonna wait till I gotta get a concussion to test me? Well, what are you comparing it to? Like, hey Ben, when we look at your results, there are no results. No. Somebody goes, hey man, what is it? What do you mean? What is he? Is he black? Is he white? He's black. Oh yeah, these tests are fine. Well, you ain't look at it. Yeah, but his mind was already. And listen, and go back and read the reports. They literally said this. Think about this. Then, if you had lawyers, think about this, and you had doctors, neurologists. Those are brain doctors for those neurologists. A neurologist can say, based off your test scores, your mind is not functioning cognitively at the right level. To have a lawyer who represents the NFL say, well, we don't trust that. So I'm not going to trust your medical expertise. I'm going to go with my, opinion, but I'm a lawyer, right? Yet, and I'm not condoning what he did. But when Aaron Hernandez did what he did, and I'm not condoning what he did. I'm not condoning what he did at all. He was 24 years old when he died. His brain was 64 years old. All I'm saying is, if you've already decided, they call it race norming. Just look it up. You can't make this stuff up. The NFL is the best and worst. Best league, worst practices, worst methodology, worst ways of doing business. You know why? Because as long as Jerry Jones and those are making money, and I'm not calling out all owners, but you are complicit in this because you telling me Saquon Barkley ain't worth fully guaranteed contract? You telling me Jalen Hurts ain't worth a fully guaranteed contract? Yeah, Ben, we can't start that stuff. Yeah, you can. But no. Well, no, you can't, because at the owners' meetings, we can't vote on this collectively, but we can do that wink. No guarantee. Okay. Everybody coming in doing they shirt like this and show no guarantee. Okay, we're gonna close it back up. So hey, we'll see what happens, or we'll see if this will it become a bigger story than it should because we should push it, or will it end up being just water under the bridge? Only time will tell.
Yes, sir. Only time will tell is indeed. As I said, I hope the real journalists who covers this sport on a regular basis do their job on being a journalist and don't be the little fanboy making sure that they keep their credentials, or they can go to X event, B event, Z event, whatever it happens to be. Be professionals and do your job here, folks, because you claim to be pro athlete, then show us you're pro athlete, not pro authoritism. Show it. So don't want to dwell too much more on the negative stuff. I do want to have some fun tonight. Had to bring that topic up. It had to be touched on. It had to be addressed. Here's a little fun one for you guys. Came across this graphic and definitely wanted to get Ben's thoughts on this. What is the best NFL nickname ever? Broadway Joe?
Oh man! Wait a minute. Let's see. Hold on. Primetime Broadway Joe, Honey Badger, Sweetness, Megatron Playmaker, Legatron, Mean Joe Green, The Nigerian Nightmare, Beast Mode. What is that?
Refrigerator Perry.
Refrigerator. I mean, you got Pork Chop Womack. You got the bus. The Honey Badger is nice, dude. I mean, the Honey Badger is nice. Mean Joe Green is like Megatron is incredible. Legatron is kind of, I get it, but Megatron is like, to me, the greatest one is just Sweetness. Like, cause if you don't know who that is, like, but that's Sweetness. People going, Sweetness? Who is that? Oh man, that's Walter Payton. This man he got a Jerry curl with a headband on. I know Deion said his hair looked wet, but it was dry. Well, Walter Payton was wet and it was wet. It looked wet, was wet, And the bus is nice. Beast Mode is nice. It's probably the nicest one because Beast Mode is a term that people use when you go into you go into this different mode. And he crowned it. Like Marshawn Lynch, Beast Mode. It's so I
was definitely a fan of the Nigerian Nightmare when I was a kid, man.
The Nigerian Nightmare is nice. I mean, until he met the Nigerian Nightmare was a nightmare until he met Freddie Krueger. Steve Atwater. When he met Steve Atwater, he knocked the Nigerian night. He will wake up from this nightmare. Yeah, I'm the nightmare. No, you know what? I think
outside of the NFL, when you were in college, who was your favorite guy that had a nickname though?
Oh man, favorite guy that had a nickname. I'm trying. Oh, I'm sorry. What am I saying? giving all this love and Sweetness and Megatron. The greatest nickname is the Freak. Javon Curse got the greatest. The Freak. It's either the Freak or Freak. You talking about Freak? And I know people say, "Oh, Ben, you just being biased." No. This man, I got big hands. This man can put a ruler in between his pinky and his thumb. He can go like that with a ruler. You can do a ruler like that. I don't know. So for me, It is Javon Curse has been crowned the winner. The Freak. Listen, Beast Mode is in the top. Is in the top. Sweetness, Honey Badger, the Bus.
I'm also gonna homer out. Like, listen, B-Dogs gets enough flowers on here, but
oh my God, Weapon X, dude, Weapon X.
Weapon X.
Let me say,
whatever
you got his own category. We got his own category because he got 2 lockers. So Weapon X, because who gonna tell Brian Dawkins he ain't got the best nickname? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna tell him. Who won, man? You won. I don't care what's on this card or this paper. And the winner is Brian Dawkins. Man, they say the Freak. I don't care what it says. Shut up. Come on up, B-Dog. Come on. No, I mean, Weapon X, the Freak, Megatron, Honey Badger. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Mean Joe Green, Broadway Joe. What did they call? They didn't. I mean. They called, Tom Brady, they called him 12. They called him 12, T12. Didn't they call Joe Montana Joe Cool?
Yep, Joe Cool.
I mean, that's nice.
Joe Cool.
I mean, if your initials, like AB from, Antonio Brown, T.O. Now Chad Ocho, Ocho's nice. I ain't gonna lie. Even though he gave it to himself. He gave him himself.
That's the one I have the problem with. Listen, I love some of these guys and personalities having you cannot name yourself. Cannot.
Yeah. I mean,
if having a rule on it, that's my one rule. You cannot give yourself the nickname. Listen.
Check this out. And it's gonna go. This was a nickname that people didn't know. When Demaryius Thomas, may he rest in peace, former receiver for the Denver Broncos, and Decker that played for them, their nickname was Black and Decker. They used to call him Black. I said, yeah. I like stuff like that. But no, I mean, Weapon X, the Freak, the Bus. I mean, you had Pork Chop Womack. Now, when we're going to have to start doing names because certain people got names that just, your name alone. I don't want to get this player. I got to get this player love.
One that you forgot, Deacon Jones.
Deacon Jones, yeah. I mean,
Dick Night Train Lane at Too Tall Jones.
Night Train Lane. Michael Burner. Yeah, you had Michael Burner Turner. He used to be the backup running back for the Chargers. Then he came over to my Falcons. Michael Burner Turner. You had Marion the Barbarian.
All right, listen. Joe Montana had 1, 2, 3, 4 different nicknames. He was Bird Legs, Golden Joe, Joe Cool, and the Comeback Kid.
He was a comeback kid, Joe Cool. No, I mean, listen.
And we forgot one. I don't know how you forgot this one. You forgot about Slash.
That's right. Slash is nice. Slash, because I literally played everything on offense but offensive line. I played tight end, receiver.
One more Lance Philadelphia mention is Concrete Charlie, Chuck McNair.
Okay, yeah, you're right. No, you're right. No, let me say this.
We did miss a couple, but listen, I love the Freak. I love the Freak. I love the.
I like the
stole him from your Titans. I love
the Freak. I mean, even though it wasn't really his nickname, Percy Harvin, they used to call him Lord Have Mercy is Percy. They used to say Lord Have Mercy is Percy. No, it's the Freak. The Freak is so original. The Freak. What? Yeah. Like I mean, and listen, I don't know if you coined that. I don't know if you trademarked that, Javon. You need to trademark that, brother. I mean, because I used to love Marion the Barbarian Barber. I used to love Marion Barber when the way he ran the rock for Dallas. But yeah, the Bus is legendary. White Shoes Johnson. What's his name? White Shoes.
Yeah.
No, man. I mean, certain guys had some, but yeah, it's not gonna get much, I mean, Broadway Joe.
And we forgot Reggie, the Minister of Defense. We forgot Reggie.
Oh my God, yeah, man, the Minister of Defense. I mean, it's if you had a nickname in the National Football, Honey Badger is because this nickname started in college and it just carried over to the league. But no, man, I mean, Honey Badger the Freak. I mean, the Minister of Defense. God. Hey, man. Nice. I don't know if I ain't gonna crown on winner. I'm just because I love Sweetness. I got a chance to play with his son, Jared Payton. You talk about spoiled. Jared Payton's so spoiled, man. Jared Payton bought Michael Jordan's BMW while he was on the Titans, and he was on the phone with his mom, and he goes, "All right, I'm gonna get it." And we was like, "Who you talking to?" That was my mom, man. Michael Jordan trying to see if I'm gonna buy his BMW. He had a BMW 7. You had a 750. You had a 745, a 750, and a 760. I had a 750. That's the V8. No, that's the V10. The 760, that's a V12. And it's not so much that he's making Michael Jordan wait. We get that part. No. Michael Jordan had 23 on the back. Jared Payton wore number 33. He took the 2 off. Take that 2 off and put a 3 on. You are arrogant, boy. I wear 33. Oh my God.
Oh man.
I'm just telling you, these are the type of things I dealt with when I was with the Titans. And I used to say, Jared, did your daddy ever call Michael Jordan house looking for you? He goes, sometimes. So he would call the Jordan compound and say, is Jared down there? He'll go, yeah, he's down here. Do you want us to fly him back to y'all house? Do you want us to send our driver? We'll come get him. Get your behind in the car. I'm just saying.
Oh man. So let's change topics here. We gonna have to go into some basketball.
Let's do it.
Before I get into talking about LeBron and his latest horse manure coming flying out of his mouth. Want to give the Oklahoma City Thunder they love. They are the world champions. They had an amazing series. They had an amazing run. SGA has arrived. I don't care what anyone else got to say. He's done his thing. I think him and his teammate are like tied for third most points from a duo in the NBA Finals history. But one thing I will say is the NBA, we already talked about it. They failed again. How do you do this?
That's ridiculous.
To a world champion team. We already talked about how they didn't put actual real jerseys together.
That's ridiculous. They're not even trying. They're trolling us. Steven. Here's the thing, right? Once again, me and Steven has a wellness consulting. We have it's called CSP, Common Sense Practices. We about to start this company. Because certain things is just common sense. You can go to New Era, all these hat companies, and you won't even find a hat. You won't even find a hat look like that, right? Like, think about this. OKC, SGA, they just win it. And they throw you the hat. He's like, what is that? He's thinking, hey man, you gave me the wrong hat. There are better hats in the stands than that.
And to further our point, because remember what we talked about a few weeks ago. This is all we wanted. And then you give us this digital nonsense.
Just don't even. If you're gonna give us that, don't give me nothing. Because once again, whoever's responsible for this, from the hats to the floor to the logos, we're gonna find y'all. And we're gonna call you out. No. Because there's trolling and then there's this. That's like, listen, I don't know what everybody like to eat for Thanksgiving or Christmas, but if you're waiting all day to eat and it's finally time to eat, and the person say, hey man, we're gonna have chicken this year. You go, okay, what kind of chicken? We're gonna have fried chicken. And you can see them pouring the Popeyes or the KFC out. I said, what the? You ain't even cook it yourself? Nah, man. I was tired. You ain't even gonna try to fool me? You're not even gonna take it and put it in something and put it in aluminum foil and make me. I said, dang, man, it tastes just like KFC. Nah, yeah, man. What are we doing, people? OKC. The same OKC that used to be the Supersonics that came to OKC, that those fans never ever went through losing season because they had Kevin Durant and James Harden and Russell Westbrook and 3 MVPs and you couldn't get it done with them. And then you finally get this kid from Canada and everything started turning around, who probably should have won an MVP a couple of years ago but lost to Jokic, finally won it this year. And listen, scoring title, MVP of the regular season, MVP of the finals. He won another MVP of another league. And that's the hat you give him. The cameraman was like, I got to zoom in on this nonsense. What is that? It looks like they forgot. They was going through a checklist. And they was like, hats. We'll get them. What? We'll get them. And then they found that's the kind of hat you give to a kindergartner, and they have like an OKC day, and they're like, hey, man, these are only man. We had to get the cheapest hats we could find, man. We got like 300 kids in here, and that's what you give them. That looks like kids did that. A kid, there it is. A kid did that because I can't accept that. SGA is like, dude, y'all ruining my moment, man. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? If you heard the term, you had one thing to do, and you didn't do it. Steven, and listen, I know y'all saying, Ben, you and Steve, y'all need to let this go. Nope, not going to do it. We're not going to let it go. You know why? Because there are certain things you die on the hill for. This is one of them. This is a sports take. OKC can finally say, hey, man, this, we're a basketball city now. We got it done. We got a chip. And a lot of teams can't say that in the National Basketball Association. And I finally get to the top of the hill in 2025. And it looks like that. That's some old 1980 stuff, man. That's some stuff.
It's like they went to the thrift store and found the black, like, all right, these are the hats we're going, and let's just quick send them to the stitching place to just quick throw these together. These are the hats that they send overseas for the team that lose.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah. That's supposed to go. Those are supposed to be the hats, right? That's supposed to be the hat for the Pacers, because they're gonna send it overseas somewhere we'll never see, and some kids over there. I'm just saying, like, what are we? It is our job as the viewing public, as the paying public, to make sure the people in place, the people who they pay to do this stuff, do your job. You ain't got nothing. And people say they probably had a lot to do. No, they didn't. This is their job. And here's the thing: if that's all they had to do, they didn't do it.
No.
And think about that. Don't you know, Steven, if me and you had anything to do with like the merchandise or the hats or the shirts, we want to be there to see it. Now, just imagine, Steven, that we got CP, we got CSP. This is a Common Sense Practice Company. We are the Common Sense Practice Company, right? And you go and you say, Ben, what you do? Oh, I outsourced it. But the company that did it said they top notch. And then all of a sudden they said, no, for the first time in franchise history, the Oklahoma City Thunder have won their first ever NBA championship. And you go, what do SGA got on? That's the hat. And then the guy from the company come out. And we go, what the hell is that? That's them. That's what? Ain't no glitter on it, no nothing, dude. Like, what is that? You took a black hat, all black hat, and you stuck an OKC logo on it.
You couldn't do like a half blue, half orange swirl hat.
I mean, at this point, the hat's supposed to be. You know what I'm nervous about now? I'm nervous about this.
And then you wonder why no one showed up to the parade. You wonder why no one, because they're like, look, I mean, we got to find some real merch. What about the parade? What parade?
If you are if you are a person, male, female, organization that does merch, now's the time to capitalize on OKC. Now's the time to call SGA personally and say, yo, SGA, you don't know me, right? I'm not going to charge you for this. I'm just going to send it to the facility. It's going to be to you. And I just want you to, all I want you to do, I'm going to send enough hats and shirts for your whole team. And I just want y'all to take a picture with it. And just add me. Why? Because what I saw was a monstrosity. That right there, y'all blew it, OKC. Listen, the NBA Finals is not the time to be trying to be frugal. This ain't the time to be cutting corners, man. We got to save money. Save money. Charge less for these hot dogs, man. Charge less for the concessions. Charge less for the parking. The hats, the shirts. When SGA these people got kids. When they giving their kids this stuff, they're like, Daddy, what the hell is this? What is this, Daddy? No, I'm good. I would have had I wore to the game. It ain't got OKC on it. Yeah, well, I'd rather have an all-white hat with nothing on it than an all-black hat with an OKC logo stuck in the middle that probably ain't even centered. It probably ain't even stitched. It probably taped on, glued on, and it ain't even Gorilla Glue. Man, stop it. Stop it.
And we're not going to stop it because we got more nonsense because we got to deal with the self-proclaimed King James.
Oh,
ring culture because after 22 years of failed attempt to be the GOAT, he's now against ring culture. Buddy, you started the whole thing. The ring culture that you're complaining about, you started it. His comments was, I don't know why it's discussed so much in our sport. You tell me Iverson, Barkley, Nash wasn't effing unbelievable. They can't be talked about with these guys because they didn't win rings. It's just weird to me. A ring is a team accomplishment. Don't know where ring culture started, especially when it comes to me individually. Now, before I get onto that one, let me here's everyone's comments on it. He's being destroyed by every media member, every podcaster, because we're going go in on LeBron in a minute. You started ring culture because you were trying to chase GOAT. You didn't stay in Cleveland. No, you went down to Miami, failed a couple times, wound up winning a couple times, went back to Cleveland and won another one. Then the situation was getting dry in Cleveland again, and then you go out to LA to try to win some more, to try to now be the. He's not even the best Laker of all time.
No.
When people are sitting there trying to tell me, oh, he's the GOAT, he's the GOAT, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT of what?
Bronny. Sometimes criticism is unwarranted. Sometimes criticism is unfair. And sometimes it's self-inflicted. Bronny. I don't know what you were trying to accomplish with this. I really don't. Because if ring, like you are the president, CEO, founder of ring culture. So much so, now no one's mad at you that you got the ring, but let's not act like we don't know what we're looking at. Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, the big three. Y'all won the 4 straight championships, 1, 2, lost 2, right? Got it. Then you go to Cleveland, right? Go back to Cleveland, win one with Cleveland, and that's when that dynasty with Golden State started. Then it's growing sour with Cleveland. You and Kyrie don't work out. You go to the Lakers. You won in the bubble. Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis, they get to get rings. Now, because you know you're not in ring contention anymore, now it's a problem. I don't know when this started. I don't know why, they can't talk about Allen Iverson and Steve Nash and, Charles Barkley because they didn't win rings. Rings are team distinction. They are. You are right about that. But because your team is in that contention for a ring, see, you're trying to give yourself an out. That's what you're doing. But LeBron, come on now. When they start Ring Culture Magazine, who you think the president gonna be? Who you think the founder gonna be? Maverick, yeah, I know that's your right-hand man. He gonna be the president, but you're gonna be the founder. Think about this. You're mad at what you started because you no longer are benefiting from it. Because if you coming off a ring, so you went to a bunch of finals, you went to like 10 of them, you won 4 of them, you don't have a winning record in the finals. Because I know I'm not gonna get that 5th. I'm not gonna catch Mike. You start saying things that make you think you're not saying anything. Like Bronny, look, Bron, you're gonna play for a lot longer. We get it, but just play. It's one thing if somebody talks about you through a headline. You're the headline. You said it. What you mean you going home telling Savannah? Why is everybody talking about what I said about ring culture? And Bronny and Bryce like, what the hell you mean, Daddy? Why did you say that? Like what? Like, let me get this straight. You got 4 championship rings over there. You got about, all these Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals. All of a sudden, ring culture is a problem. Well, who made it that? Who made it a problem. Okay, so now that I benefited from ring culture and I'm no longer, now I can't print them on magazines because I'm not in them. So I used to print them every year because I was in them. Now I'm not in them. And I got Luka. Right? People saying, hey, man, what's up, LeBron? When you are famous, as you are, when you are a celebrity, you're one of the most famous people in the world, what you say holds weight. But I'm going to say this again. Just because what I say holds weight doesn't mean that what I say makes any sense at all. It don't make no sense what you're talking about. Yes, you got Michael Jordan coming back to the booth because Michael Jordan coming to the booth because ain't nobody checking for the Hornets. Just not. So he going to come to the booth so he can talk about you. Here's the thing. If you want to talk basketball because you know you ain't going to win no more rings, come to the booth. Because I know you had the podcast with you and JJ Redick, and then so you and JJ Redick had the podcast. JJ Redick just happened to become, the head coach of the Lakers. Bronny just happened to get drafted. Y'all get introduced in the game at the same time. Y'all make y'all look commercial when y'all headed to the, Look, if you got a camera crew and you got a production company, you good at being behind the mic. What the hell is you talking about? Ring culture is bad. No. What you say is ridiculous because now the king is not holding court. He's just talking, and because you injured and you coming off an injury, and I'm not in the news. Hey man, you know what? LeBron has a little Kardashian in him. He got a little Aaron Rodgers in him. There, I got it. Cause hey man, ain't nobody really talking about me. I gotta say something. I gotta do something. What you mean? I mean, I can't, I'm married. I'm doing it. I try to do things the right way. I'm going to say the ring culture is bad. And Maverick probably said, I wouldn't say that, Maverick. I'm going to say it. Oh, God. So he said it. Bron, congratulations. You made every news cycle, sports or not. Good Morning America, MSNBC, CNN. Even people over there at CNN, MSNBC, Fox News saying, what the hell is LeBron talking about? Did you hear what he said about ring culture? What? I'm just saying. And did you really have to bring up Chuck and Steve and AI? Well, they do talk about them. But here's the thing. So are you trying to say had you not won a ring, your legacy would still be intact? Absolutely not. And you know that. It's easy to talk about what ain't important after I've gotten already. Oh yeah, man. The NFL, man, it wasn't that prestigious. Did you go to the NFL? Yep. Stop it. Brian, look, man, just do your rehab, get your knee right, do the shop, and whatever you be doing. But just know, we're listening to what you're saying. And we're not listening to critique you. We're just listening for inaccuracies, for dumb stuff. Keep it to yourself stuff. Talk to Savannah and Bryson and Bronny and your daughter about it. Because once you come over here, well, now it's ours. If I'm a painter and I ask you to come to my art gallery, don't get mad if people they ain't getting the vision. I'm like, man, what the hell is this? I don't know. That looks dumb. Hey, man, once I put it out to the public, man, I care about public criticism. I care about what the public thinks. I care about public perception. And Brian, I'm about scared to see what you're going to say next. Because, we live in a clickbait, sensationalized society, but you don't got to add to it. But Steven, yeah, man, when I saw this, I said, come on, LeBron, man, just sit down. I'm just saying, just sit down.
Scott, come on, man.
Yeah, man, what are we doing? Man, I'm just saying, what are we, if you're that bored, find a hobby or do something, man. Go to a WNBA game, a baseball game, go to a Dodgers game or an Angels game. But ring culture. If a ring culture magazine starts up, Common Sense Practices Corporation or company gonna have to come over there and talk to y'all because we're gonna be like, did y'all watch the fan in the end?
If we actually want to talk about ring culture, the first person I would want to put on there would be Bill Russell.
Yep.
Sorry.
He's Bill Russell is the Lord of the Ring. He is. And we act like, listen, The greatest Laker of all time. The greatest Laker of all time is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. To me, I think he's the greatest Laker of all time because he had a move you can. And I listen. And then we talk about GOATs, which would that'll be enough. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar might be the greatest basketball player of all time, not just in the NBA, not just in college. Go all the way back to high school. All he does, he is the DJ Khaled of basketball players. Because all I'm sorry. He is the T-Pain. Because all he does is win, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, I'm just saying, we're gonna be able to talk about stuff like that on a show like this. But LeBron, listen, if we listen to podcasters saying dumb stuff about Penei Sewell and Lane Johnson, you know we coming for you, brother. You know we coming for you. Saying, and look, when you say stuff that matters and you do stuff that matters, we're gonna congratulate you. But when you say stupid stuff, we got to call you out. I know you say, well, Ben, who are you? Who is Steven? We somebody's over here. You don't got to like us, but you're going to listen. Because you know why? Why? Because you expect us to listen to you. If we got to listen to that dumb stuff, come on over here, man, and get some common sense, man. Welcome to the Common Sense Practices Corporation company. Myself and Steven, we founded it, you know what I'm saying, 2025 June, at the end of June. Why? Because some of y'all, as my grandma would say, common sense is the one fragrance that a lot of people don't like to wear. And it's the one plant in your garden and nobody picks. Go pick some. Put it in your soup. Drink it. Eat it. You know? Because some of y'all ain't got no common sense. Because common sense would have told you not to say that. But it didn't. You looked at common sense said, don't do that. You go, Maverick said, don't do that. Savannah, Bryson, LeBron, you know what I'm saying? Luka said, don't do that. You did it. Because they're going to ask Luka about it now. Hey, Luka, how you feel about ring culture? Headlines. Because y'all ain't winning no rings, so you might as well talk about a culture. That would be like saying you better than another player who win the Super Bowls, who outdo you in every category. And you're supposed to be better than him. How?
That was almost as ridiculous of him sitting there saying he used to be a football player. He's all about the physical and contact. Man, listen, I try not to pay attention to it, but when Craig Carton got it right, man, Michael Jordan is so inside that man's head, he can't help it. He can't.
Yeah, I mean, look, has Michael Jordan ever called himself the greatest of all time? Yeah, he said it. But guess what? though?
But that's after everyone else said that.
Exactly. But here's the thing, though. It's not. But Michael Jordan, once again, people. Michael Jordan ain't lying. You know how many young kids?
Michael Jordan's also never lost a championship game ever.
Listen, you know how many young kids only grew up hearing about Michael Jordan, and they saw The Last Dance. They're like, "Daddy, you always talking about Michael Jordan this, Michael Jordan that, he did." And then they finally saw The Last Dance, and they was like, "Daddy, yeah, is that the guy you was talking about? That's the guy whose shoes you got on, son." Oh shoot, that's him. And listen. And they only showing you enhanced. So they got to get through the story real quick. That they showing you the last championship he won. If they did 1 through 6, that'll be a TV series on Netflix. That'll be a 20 season from the players, you know, to the situations, from the Pistons to the Lakers, to all these people you had to go through. Hey man, I love LeBron. LeBron is one of the greatest, man. He's doing and what he's done. And I don't get it.
I think that's what he doesn't get. He doesn't get that. Like we do, we know you're great, dude. We do. You're just not the greatest. You're not number one. You're probably anywhere from 5 to 8. It all depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah. LeBron is pre-social media, post-social media. Pre-cell phone, post-cell phone. He went cell phones, the smartphones, the tablets, the Facebook, the FaceTime, the iPhone. And it's like, LeBron, you're the first. I think he's the first active player to be a billionaire. What do you want? I want it all.
You got the money. You got notoriety all over the place. He's got the one thing that a lot of NBA players don't, the good family home. What do me and you talk about all the time? So why are you acting like this? Is it your handlers? Is it your management team telling you? Like, LeBron, explain it to us where we can make sense where you're coming from. Because acting like this doesn't make sense to me.
He wants something that only he knows. There's not, like, he got all these people presenting him with all these opportunities, all these options. He go, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that. So listen, dude, you came to a restaurant and you want something that we don't sell, you want something that we don't make? Yep. I want y'all to fly me in some beef. I want you to fly me in some noodles and some cheese from Italy. Dude, we in Los Angeles. Fly it in right now. No, I once again, like Aaron Rodgers, they know that when they speak, people listen. The problem is, I'm like, dude, don't wake me up out my sleep and show me this dumb stuff. That's what he said. Let me see. No. When they said he said it, somebody said he didn't say that. Then they go, look, oh, he did say it. All right, well, he did say it. All right, cool. We'll talk about tomorrow. Yeah. So, it's LeBron. It's the off season. He's coming off an injury. He's rehabbing. He ain't got no new shoe coming out. He ain't got no new anything to announce. So let's say something to get some headlines. His name is LeBron Kardashian. No, his name is LeBron Aaron Kardashian James.
Well, let's turn it up and get it on a good note. We're gonna bring it back to some football and some lightheartedness. We had Ricky Waters on talking about his book. We already talked about this offseason about Brandon Graham and his book. Now everyone love Hurts is coming out with his book that should be debuting next year. So listen, I guess the children's books is where it's at for these NFL athletes, and I think it's cool that you see, not only firmly retired players, recently retired players, and now active players doing a book. I even seen a silly meme. They're like, well, now we know what AJ's going to be reading on the sideline this year.
Oh yeah. I'm about to say, AJ, man. No, first and foremost, congratulations to Jalen Hurts on doing the children's book. I actually have a children's book myself. It was the first book I ever published before I published my my book, and it's dope to have. It's a chance to resonate with young people in a different type way because most kids, definitely in Philadelphia or the state of PA, love Jalen, and it's a chance for him to win. I'm pretty sure he's already going into schools, but now he can go. He can go into these elementary schools, primary schools, first, second grade, kindergarten, and be able to say, "Hey, man, I'm Jalen Hurts, and look, this is." The little kid in me never died. So being able to tell stories like this to you guys, I thought it was going to be called Tush Push. I thought I was going to have a book. You know what I'm saying? That'll be a series, though, but congratulations to him. Jalen Hurts is just proving how much better he is at life and being a human being than a lot of people. Like, he's a people person. He's a person. He's a family man. He has an all-woman management team, from his agent to his publicist to his manager. He trusts the people around him, and he continues to tell his story while the spotlight is on him. So it's great that he's using his momentum, using his leverage. And hey man, I'm gonna definitely look that book. Oh yeah, I mean, hey, he got plenty of them. He got plenty of them, and he got plenty more to come. But yeah, congratulations, Jalen Hurts, just adding to his already incredible resume and portfolio. Hey man, he's an author now, a children's book author, man. It's humbling, and I'm pretty sure every school, regardless if it's high school, middle school, college, JUCO, they're gonna want Jalen Hurts to come in there and talk about his children's book, because bigger than the book, it gives him a chance to tell his story in a different way. Because the hardest thing about being an athlete is getting people to see you through the lens of just being a person, a human being, and it kind of humanizes him a lot. So I'm happy for Jalen. Once again, another accolade. Dominique Foxworth, your wife gonna buy them books. She gonna get, and y'all kids probably ain't even little, but she gonna get some. Hey man, I got Jalen's book, his children's book. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Philadelphia so he can sign it. So I give a sign it to Mrs. Foxworth. What? Yeah. You want me to sign one to Dominique? No, he's not here. Don't worry about it.
Oh man, before I get into the tight end you and the list tomfoolery, how's your weekend, brother? Because it
was
like
great, man. It was great. It
looked like you were having some fun day at JDW Sports.
It was great, man. It was great. And what was the greatest thing about it was obviously that's not the first time I met Quincy Carter in person. I actually met him played against him when we was in college. My freshman year, I think, was his senior year. I got a chance to meet him one time it was called Atlanta Sports Academy. He was a quarterbacks coach there, and I got to interview him.
What was that? Don't look like you were too happy right here.
Man, you know what? I'm probably listening to some Georgia fan talk about the dogs this, and I got some all red overalls, and I meant we hang out at Walmart, whatever. You probably saying something like that. And no, it was fun. It was fun. Haven't done an autograph signing in a long time. It was good to meet Nate and company, and we're gonna definitely be able to do some things in the future. But it was cool because I met some Florida fans, and when you meet fans that that's totally out of their comfort zone as far as like where they live. The story that you hear, it was a guy in there who was a big time Titans fan, and he told me how he remember when I was a rookie and how I was always courteous with my time, signing autographs. I didn't big time people. I didn't do the whole not today. Hey man, maybe some other time. I don't do all that. So it was cool to just hear. And people be pulling out stuff that you forgot you had, like sports memorabilia cards, different stuff. Hey man, when you sign and take a picture, so it was cool. My wife, she enjoyed it. She was there, she enjoyed it. And hey man, anytime you get a chance to go to memory lane and just sit next to Quincy Carter, one of the best players to come through Georgia, definitely one of the best quarterbacks. I mean, started for the Dallas Cowboys, started for the New York Jets, played in the MLB. So he was like not the same level, but he was like Coach Prime, the quarterback though. He was a quarterback / MLB, big leaguer. But I know it was dope. And like I said, man, when you a has-been athlete, man, you playing days are long gone, and people still want your signature, want your autograph. I mean, I'll take it. It was dope. It was cool. Hot, but it was cool.
Well, I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad you're able to connect with some
absolutely
some fans, some Gator fans,
and they gave you a and Steve, they kept shouting you out too. They kept shouting you out because they saw when you was talking when you talked about the event and you was talking to Candy, and I think JD was on there with you. And they said, man, I said, Steve, listen, man, Steve gonna push it out now. He gonna push it out. About that.
Listen, I made sure I let the people know as soon as man. Like, listen. You my right hand man. I gotta show you love no matter what you're doing. Like,
Let's do it.
That's how it works.
It was dope.
So I'm glad that they appreciate the love. Like I said, anytime I seen it, whether it was on TikTok, whether it was on Facebook or whatever, I would reshare it. I know they don't really use X as much, so but that's the of having these conversations, pulling them out of here, doing the reels, giving them a love, because it's also giving you love. It's also giving Q love.
Absolutely.
It's not just about me. It's about making sure that people, whoever we connect with, regardless if it's Philadelphia, whether it's Georgia, whether it's Florida, whoever comes across this, that they have a chance to be able to meet you, connect with them, connect with other athletes. That's what this whole thing of technology is all about at the end of the day. So I'm glad that they were excited about it. I'm glad you.
It was fun, man. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, I'm a Georgia boy, but I was in Georgia country. I'm talking about them Bulldogs. But it was it just the first one is always the hardest one because you don't know what to expect. But now I know what it is. I know what to expect from it. What's his name? McClunky? How you say his name? The receiver for the Chargers that went to Georgia. That's where he's from. And Billy Napier, and Billy Napier, the head coach of Florida. That's where he's from. So that's where I was at. It's up there in the mountains of Georgia. It's crazy. I mean, it's different. I mean, you way up there. I'm like, dude, like this what y'all do every day? Like, yep. So I'm looking forward to working with those guys in the future. I think sometimes you just building your network, man. So I enjoy it.
So obviously yesterday you missed out, and we went over some of these ridiculous lists. Me, Marvin, and Rudy did their own little top 10. But I'm gonna briefly touch on this stuff because I just want to get some of your thoughts. And actually, one of them that I didn't pull up, I'm gonna pull up, right. So obviously we were going over these top 10 lists, and like I still don't know how you put Trevor Lawrence on a list that Jalen Hurts is not on. Listen, I had no problems with 1 through 4. We've already talked about this, right? Justin Herbert is 5, no Jalen Hurts. Stafford, he's won a ring. He's the comeback kid himself. I can understand that. Love, absolutely not. Dak Prescott, absolutely not. Trevor Lawrence, absolutely not. CJ Stroud, I mean, he's an up-and-coming quarterback. I can understand why he's 10th on that list. I still don't understand why there's no Jalen Hurts. That's number 1.
Justin Herbert is number 5.
Now, wait. It gets even better. This is today. In what world is the Arizona Cardinals a top 5 offense in the NFL? Let's not mention the fact the Philadelphia Eagles are not.
You know what?
Wait, I thought this is the reason why we don't like Jalen Hurts. He has this loaded offense. Where's according to this list, they don't have a top. Your Atlanta Falcons made the list.
Are we talking about on paper in real life? Like I get Detroit.
No, that's what I was about to say. Is this a Madden football offensive line list?
The Tampa Bay Bucks got the third rate. They got the third.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yes, you're right. So wait. That was another bad list. Now this was another terrible list from a media member, right? This Bucky Brooks, he's a former NFL player, right? Now he tiered these lists, right? Mahomes, Allen Jackson, and Jaden Daniels in his top, as in the top elite list. I was arguing with the guys yesterday because they had him 4 and 5 respectively, right? Jaden Daniels has played 1 year in the league. He's had multiple come from behind games where they barely scored 20 points. And you're telling me after 1 year, an amazing rookie season. I'm not taking that away from him. He made Peyton Manning look terrible. He's made every one of these big name quarterbacks over the last 20 years look kind of average after. But we're still talking about a body of work, correct? When we're talking about these elite tiers, he is not an elite quarterback yet. Nowhere on this earth is he an elite quarterback. Is he one? Is he should be shy of elite, or they can handle playoff pressure type of thing, where he has it on this list, right? But no. Then you go into the next list, which is just shy of elite, right? Herbert, Goff, Stafford, Mayfield. What? We still don't have Jalen Hurts on this list.
Shy of elite. What?
Where's Herbert short of elite? Are we back here counting regular season stats again? But
shy of elite.
He's in tier 3. He put Jalen Hurts in tier 3, on fire, but can handle the playoff pressure. Darnold, Love, and Hurts. What?
Sam Darnold.
Bucky Brooks needs to be examined.
And I respect Bucky Brooks so much for what he is as a scout and as an evaluator. But Bucky, you got Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is tier 2. You got Justin Herbert rated over Matthew Stafford. You ain't even. I mean, I ain't saying Bucky had. It's like, what are we talking about? Tier 4.
I'll put Baker Mayfield over Justin Herbert because
tier 4 unpredictable. Wilson, Nixon, Stroud, Russell.
That's where you put Justin Herbert unpredictable.
I'm gonna put Justin Herbert under thoughts. Put thoughts and put him under it, because I got plenty of thoughts for Justin Herbert. And I think the thing is, right? I don't get this. I don't get this. Jalen Hurts, he just all right. What are you talking about? Like, Brock Purdy shows you what happened.
Yo, the media are giving these guys so much bullet board material to go into next season. I don't feel uncomfortable saying it. They're going back to back now. The Eagles are going.
Yeah, and I think when we get to talking about like when it's all said and done, and Jalen is going to another Super Bowl, winning another one, lapping these guys, we get caught up in how things look, not what it is. Well, Jalen Hurts is very efficient with the football. Jalen Hurts, right? He does. Listen. He's two things. He's a game manager and he's a game changer. He can change the game if he wants to, right? Because of his running ability, because his throwing ability, because his playmaking ability. We got these quarterbacks. Joe Burrow, people thought Joe Burrow had an MVP type season, man, but no, he didn't. He just put up numbers. That don't mean you had a MVP.
Didn't they start 2-5 out of the first 7 games last year?
Yeah, and at a certain point, we either going to appreciate quarterbacking, right? Or just say, hey, man, we ain't gonna call it. We ain't gonna call it ESPN no more. We ain't gonna call it FS1 no more. We ain't gonna call it Fox and ABC. We're gonna call it biased. We're gonna call it blind. We're gonna call it BS. Because that's what it is. You mean to tell me you're mad at a player? I said, did Jalen Hurts decide who put together the team, or is that Howie? Oh, that's Howie. Got it. So the Tennessee Titans didn't want to, who had Mike Vrabel, by the way, didn't want to pay A.J. Brown. So he got traded. You got traded to the Eagles. Okay. The Giants, they didn't want to re-sign Saquon. He got traded to the Eagles. Got it. They went through the draft. They drafted right. Carson Wentz no longer there. Right. I think what happens is Jalen, right, just don't fit y'all scripts. Whatever y'all have about him, he keeps on killing it. Could you imagine if Saquon Barkley would have won MVP of the Super Bowl? That would have validated. See, I told you it's because of Saquon. With Saquon, with AJ, with Devonta Smith, with that defense, who won Super Bowl MVP? Oh, shoot. It was Jalen.
And I'm going to reiterate it. Everyone was like, well, what does Jalen do that's elite? He did it all season. It's not just manage a game. He doesn't make the stupid throws. He doesn't make the mistakes. And he knows exactly when to pull the right button, when to pull the right lever. How many times last season did he call an audible, and next thing you know, they running down the sidelines for a touchdown, regardless if it was a Saquon Barkley run or calling AJ's number or calling Devontae's number, things of that nature. He knows when to pull the right button. He is a coach's son. He is methodical. So what? He's not the eccentric, crazy, gunslinging quarterback. You don't need that. You don't. Clark was loved for that, right? But how many times he cost Packers potential championships because he was a gunslinger? Jalen Hurts is never going to be the reason why they have a bad turnover and lose a game and lose a championship game. He knows better.
Yeah, that's why.
What makes him elite.
What is he elite at? He's efficient. What do you mean? He's efficient keeping them ahead of the chains. He doesn't make bad plays. Sometimes the best play is no play. He'll throw it away. He keeps the offense on. He keeps the offense in rhythm. And guess what? Yeah, Jalen Hurts might not be the best player on that Philly offense, but he's the most important player on the team. He is the most important player on the team. And I love Saquon and AJ and those guys and Lane. But when Kenny Pickett had to play because was dealing with some injuries, Kenny Pickett just couldn't don't mess this up, Kenny. Kenny.
And he did. He almost had a terrible fumble in that.
So Jalen Hurts to me is what you love the most about the NFL and what you can't stand the most about journalism and criticism and feedback. People just waiting on Jalen to be average. They waiting on him to just be middle of the road, mid-tier. And he's not. Because here's how you know stats in the NFL don't mean much. Caleb Williams get drafted number 1 overall at USC. The first thing they say in Chicago, is he going to be the first 5 of y'all? Who cares? Who cares if he throws for 5,000? Is he gonna win? The last quarterback to take him to the Super Bowl, what was his name? Rex Grossman. Where did he go? Florida. That's the last time they've been, right? 2007. So when you get to talking about what Jalen Hurts is doing, Jalen Hurts is saying, hey, I'm making Philly not just a winner, I want a dynasty. I want them to talk about us like they talk about Kansas City, how they talk about New England, how they talk about Dallas back in the day, and Pittsburgh. Teams that had dynasties, right? Because he coming for all of them. Jalen, once again, they throwing together a QBU party. Right now, all the QBs there, everybody have, you know what I'm saying, you know, and people like, man, why ain't we at yet? We got to wait on the Super Bowl winner. But they go Matthew Stafford right there. Oh no, they go Patrick Mahomes. No, the defending Super Bowl winner. Oh shoot, something about Jalen? Yeah. Oh, he just got his car. Why y'all got to call him that? Because that's what he is. Why? They'll say, I'm sorry, Josh. Yeah, tell us about how you beat Kansas City. Somebody regular season or the playoffs. You slide the check back. Lamar, tell us about. Oh, that's right. You never played in the AFC Championship game. No, slide back. Justin, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how you got an invite, but just slide your check back. And then Joe Burrow, you know, we get it. Y'all had an outlier year. That's not going to happen again. Jalen outperformed Patrick Mahomes twice. And so when people saying he ain't elite, okay, if he's not elite and it's only because those guys around him, right, why those guys only play well when he's on the field? Saquon plays the best when Jalen's on the field because now I got two guys I got to deal with. They ain't worried about Kenny Pickett. A.J. Brown was so confident and so calm that he's reading books in the playoffs on the sideline. And then you got that sound bite in training camp or mini camp or wherever they were when Saquon comes up to Jalen and said, man, do you ever get nervous? Yeah. That's a player who ain't never been on a team that matter in the NFL. Saquon said, dude, I don't know what it's like to be on a team like this. Because at a certain point, Saquon said, do you think we're going to win it all this year? Jalen was like, well, what you mean? What you think you in for? Yeah, we ain't playing for second. And they could call him not elite. They could call him, man, he ain't them. I say, yeah, and guess what? And those guys you talking about can't beat him. So if those guys you talking about cannot beat him, what does that make them? Less than. I keep telling y'all, ain't nobody worrying about Justin Herbert who could throw it 60 yards on a dime. He can't even beat Trevor Lawrence in the playoffs because it already happened. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence threw 5 picks in that playoff game, and they still beat him. If Cincinnati don't go to the Super Bowl, Joe Burrow's second year, it's Cincinnati. Let's stop kidding us. It's Cincinnati, a step above Cleveland, in the same state. Stop it. Come on, man. Let's not do this.
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts is elite. You don't got to like it. The proof is in the numbers, but the proof is in 2 things. The production, 3 things. Production, impact, results. That's what makes him elite. I produce, right? I'm impactful, and look at my results. Ask Nick Sirianni how big that check is he got.
That they still haven't told us what the numbers are.
Oh yeah, because Andy Reid just waiting. Like, I just want to see what they got. They gave him what? Just saying, they got cash over there in Philly. Cash moves everything around them. Everything.
Yeah. Wu-Tang's about to have their farewell tour here in Philadelphia in about
about to be nice.
I think it's like 3 weeks they're gonna be here.
Yeah, that concert gonna be nuts.
Yeah,
bananas.
But speaking of bananas, want to get into this one. Obviously, we were talking about Lane Johnson and the offensive lineman and like the masterclass U that they got. Tight end U was this weekend, and it was busy. They literally had everybody at tight end U. You had podcasters sitting there doing things. You had I seen videos of Kelsey showing guys stuff, and listen, man, do you wish this stuff was around when you were playing, man? Like, cause I think some of the stuff that when you see the brotherly camaraderie that you see in the position stuff now compared to where it was 10, 15, 20 years ago, It's on a different level now, man.
100%, I would have loved it. Number one, I love it because it's in Nashville, so I wouldn't have had to, just get in my car and just drive over there. But it's necessary, it's needed. It's all these tight ends saying, "Look, man, we are better together." So now when it's like a tight end owners meeting,
fraternity.
Yeah, I mean, with George Kittle, highest paid tight end in highest paid tight end in the NFL, he's the highest paid tight end in the league right now, right behind Trey McBride is right behind him. He understands that, dude, we have to do this collectively and individually. You want to play well individually, but the more we play well collectively, that's only going to bolster it to the point where why should receivers make that much more money than us when they're not as impactful as we are? We have to be just. I love Ricky Pearsall and those guys out there in San Francisco. But George Kittle is the one that makes that offense go. I know they got some little fast receivers at Kansas City. Travis Kelce the one to make that offense go. So when you start talking about tight end, it's grown immensely. And shout out to Travis Kelce and George Kittle and Greg Olsen for putting something together like that, because the biggest thing is doing is saying, fellas, we're not going to be the position that's not afraid to tell our secrets. It's to show like what we do and how we get open. I mean, the pass rush has been doing it. I mean, you got pass rushing camps all over, and them guys, sharing secrets, being competitive, learning from each other, congratulating guys who getting contract extensions, Pro Bowls, All Pros, and Super Bowls. But the tight end position is so unique that we need to know the tricks of the trade. We need to know how you getting off on this release and how you getting into your route on this and how you running that option route, how you running that corner route, how you beating that slot corner, how you it's wanting to become a complete player, not just a player. I want to be a complete tight end, not just play the tight end position. And you got tight ends that go on motion. You got tight ends that put their hand in the ground. You said, look, you don't want to be a one-trick pony. You don't want to be predictable like Jimmy Graham when he played for the Saints, because everybody knew they wasn't going to put him at the point of attack on the running game, but you couldn't stop him in the passing game. You want to be a guy that you don't know what I'm doing. George Kittle, I ain't never seen no tight end can block like that. And I played with Aaron Kenny, and I've seen other guys that can go out there and do it. He can put on a highlight tape, a clinical block. That is ferocious. But with him
inviting Theo Vaughn down there, he's one of the bigger podcasters we have in the world today. Having him run some drills and things of that nature.
No, it's brilliant from Greg and Trav and G Kittle, because they're establishing something that's going to live on when their playing days are over. That's what they're really doing, is saying, look, man, one day we're going to hang these cleats up, but then we just going to be guys still giving instruction. Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, they got their Manning passing academy. My son BJ, he went down there. He went to Louisiana. This is the second time going. That's how you build a legacy for real. I'm going to take my position and I'm going to do something for it that's going to make – because right now they got tight end U, NFL edition. Then you're going to have tight end U, college edition. Then you're going to have tight end U, high school edition. And now we got a brotherhood going from the gatekeepers. You talk about the 7, 8, 9-year-olds, and then you're going all the way up. So that's what they're really establishing, is saying, fellas, if we can't learn from each other, what are we out here doing? Like if we all not saying it, but if we all in the stock market, hey man, I'm going to Stevens like stock trader, symposium. Well, I want to learn how he's really doing, and it's not to do it like you do it, it's to know how you do it. Oh, this is how you do that? Doesn't mean, because I'm coming in there with a toolbox and I got some tools in it. When I leave, that toolbox is gonna be filled with stuff. Man, look at this, right? You see this right? I got this. And you add into your game. And guess what? This time next year, hey man, let's see what you did. And who was the first team All Pro this year? That was George. Hey, George, we coming for you. All right. Healthy competition, right? Healthy stuff like that. So in the city like Nashville, and I'm just happy because I think it's at Lipscomb University. I think that George Kittle trains and lives in Nashville in the offseason, which means probably where he's going to make his home when he's said and done. No, it's the greatest level of camaraderie, team, and just, mentorship and building bridges. Because some of these guys probably wanted to reach out to guys like Trav, like Greg, like George. But sometimes, even at your position, you bigger than life. While we're playing with each other, this gives them a chance to see how we watch film, see how we break down film, see how we doing things. Because they probably talking about business. They talking about marketing. They talking about branding. We can pick. It's like, hey, man, we around the campfire. Let's tell these stories. Let's see how much we can bounce off each other and grab from each other. But yeah, man, shout out to those fellas for doing that, man. I'm just going on the website, get some tight end U shirts, man, so I can say, listen, man, I'm always a part of the tight end U fraternity for life, but I'm gonna support y'all guys monetarily. But hey, man, y'all boys go out there and enjoy yourselves.
Yeah, it's definitely cool seeing more of these type of things happening. I know Darius Slade's been trying to get like a CBU going for a few years now.
They're jealous. Ooh, God, them DBs so jealous. I hope they get it going though. I do hope they get it going. I think that'll be
probably the next position group. That'll probably be the next position group.
Yeah, I think a guy like Ryan Clark. I know he had a DB precision. He used to do that. Get a former player, man, to help these boys put it together the right way. But hey, man, right now the pass rush has been doing it, and I mentioned Peyton Manning, Eli Manning with the Manning Passing Academy, Archie and those guys. But the tight ends, we did kind of steal.
Y'all stepping it up. Y'all stepping it up.
Yeah. We kind of put these other positions. We'll see.
We will see. But got a funny one for you. One of the last few ones we're going to touch on today. So obviously this past weekend, you had the rivalry that we all love to talk about, the Phillies, the Mets, there in the NL East, and somebody decided it was a good idea to come up to Philadelphia and come to Citizens Bank Park, right?
Uh-huh.
And apparently she didn't have a very good time, and she wanted to let it be known that she's never coming back to Citizens Bank Park. I think that was the idea, lady. I do basically.
Yeah,
basically where it was. Also, you probably can't see it. I'm going to read it out. It just says "A Mom," right? Booing Juan Soto at every member of the Mets. The worst stadium we've gone to yet. We did meet some cool Philly fans, but 99% of them had immature behavior. Crucified Met fans, amazing cool people that didn't act so crude and obnoxious, will not be returning. And the follow up on that is even better. Like, what did you expect? They're a road rival team, and our two teams are bitter arch rival.
Yeah, I mean,
it's over the top bad behavior, setting bad examples. Do better. Why would we not boo an opposing player? Just curious. Yeah. Why would you boo every player? Like sitting on a bunch of second graders go to other stadiums. It's called sportsmanship and respect. Wrong. Sportsmanship and respect is resigned specifically for the athletes.
Exactly.
I do admit, when we're what we call, I guess, catcalling athletes, there is a line. It's called family members, kids. That's the line.
Yes.
Keep it within the game. Soto, you gonna go 0-for-4 today and swing with that giant hole in your swing? Stuff like that. You expect to hear that at a baseball game, at a football game, etc. That is expected.
Yeah, number one, she's got to be new. Like it's like a bucket list for her or something. Like, the goal of opposing fans. Hey, we're not here to be hospitable. You better go to your friend's house for that. This how y'all treat people? Yeah. That's how y'all talk to people? Absolutely. That's how we talk to each other. We know we're going to talk to you like that. Why don't you show a little class? No. Do you know where you at? There are rivalries and there are bitter ones. The NL East, the NL East is just like the NFC East. It is ugly. Ugly. So, hey, lady, number one, I don't think they're going to miss you. I really don't think. I mean, So, like when people say you'll never get my money again. Okay, well, cool. Like, I mean, like number one, and to the people in the comments saying things like we got to do better. No, you don't. Like, sportsmanship is listen. That's for the players and the coaches and the people out there, the people you pay to come see. This sportsmanship, people say, I mean, the fans, man, they think just because they pay the ticket, they can say what they want. They can. Disrespect is how you look at it. And we gonna say, I keep telling people this. If you've never played in Philly, there is disrespect and then there's Philly. Philly going way up. Philly will hear someone go, oh, that ain't nothing. Like, if you've ever heard the public speaker Gary V, the way he talks, that's a Philly fan. Now he a Jet fan, but that's how Philly fans talk. So when people be saying, man, these fans are disrespectful, I go, no, some of these fans are still nice. Philly fans, Philadelphia Eagle fans, let you know from the jump. This ain't what you want. No? You got on the wrong colors. Please don't come in there wearing no Giants jersey. Please don't come in there wearing no Cowboys jersey. Please don't come in there wearing no Commander jersey. Why? What you supposed to wear? A jacket and zip it up? Don't come up. I'm telling you, they could do a documentary on how people get treated at Lincoln Financial. What? The link, man. It ain't. And we're gonna have to talk about this another show.
Playoffs. The Packers fan had the did the live stream and was he was getting riveted pretty hard. Like, what? It's a playoff game. What do you expect?
Listen, it could be the first game of the year. It could be a Thanksgiving game. The Philadelphia Eagles fans know one thing: we gonna live up to our reputation. Y'all don't like us, and we sure don't like y'all. We don't like y'all. I was there when Donovan McNabb tore his ACL on our sideline, and to this day, they had fans telling me, Ben, you better not touch him. You better get away from him. What am I gonna do? Get away from him. What? Don't touch him. And I'm like, and I'm saying to myself,
I see my man, okay, man, what's up?
If there's a jail at a stadium, that means we're going to fight. We're going to handle it right here. What? The judge and the jury is right here in the stands. We will sometimes, Philadelphia Eagles fans, y'all honest.
Oh, I
y'all
miss the vet. I do miss the vet for that. That was the one thing about Veterans Stadium that was very, very unique. It was the jail in the stadium. But
I mean, hey, listen, man, we run out of room down here. We run out of room.
Last thing at you. It's not funny. I came across it. It's disheartening, right? The next Netflix series exposed the $11 billion Cowboy franchise were paying their cheerleaders $15 an hour. Now since that came out, they're now $75 an hour. If memory serves me, what was one of the things that made the Cowboys so special in the 60s and 70s? Oh, the cheerleaders, right? I'm not sitting there saying that they need to be paid this astronomical amount of money, but
yeah.
Shoo.
Number one, for those of you who don't know, if you're a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, you have a regular job. That obviously you have to. You have to have a regular job, making $15 an hour. But if you see how much they have to go through to even one, make the cheerleading squad, to then represent the cheerleading squad, to then get there early, stay late for $15. Now they're getting $75. If you thought you was working for $15, now that y'all getting $75, number one, we talked about this when the show first started. Remember we talked about colluding? That could be looked at $15. Now people say, well, why do they want to do that? Well, if you got the star on your helmet, if you got the star on your chest or wherever you got it, and for a cheerleader, that does great for a resume, whatever else you're trying to do. I got a 400% raise and I'm getting $75 an hour. Ooh, they're going to earn every dollar. They're going to earn it. But, yeah, I just told you, Steven, if we keep on pulling back the layers of the NFL, you're going to see some stuff. You're going to be like, they did what?
Fall out, people. You're going to see some. Listen, we all act like it's, when it comes to, like, everything's just so black and white and out in the open. No, it's not. And the NFL isn't immune to it. NBA isn't immune to it. Major League Baseball isn't immune to it. Hockey ain't gonna be immune to it either. Combat sports ain't no better either. I cover a lot of that. And
we listen. We go listen.
The UFC's about to go through their second lawsuit from former athletes. That's all I got to sit there and say.
We're gonna listen. It's gonna get exposed on here. We're gonna expose it on here because it needs to be exposed. People say, "Well, Ben, they might try to cancel you and Steve and try." Listen. Guess what? Guess what? Listen. We'll be back the next day. What? Yeah. Ben, I thought they listen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we like the Gremlins, man. We like that movie. We like that movie, The Gremlins, man. You wet us up, man. We just she's gonna keep popping up.
We just multiply.
Yeah. We don't doubt we multiply. So yeah, that's embarrassing for the league to even have that $15 an hour and the kind of stuff those women had to go through. They got documentary specials. This Netflix ain't playing. If Netflix is like the new TMZ. If they find out, it's going on the network. It's already in production. What? That's already in production. We got
last 3 minutes, Ben. Last 3 minutes, Ben. Your parting shots for tonight on a PM edition of the Fan in the End tonight.
Let me tell you something. Speaking of, listen, may Kobe Bryant rest in peace, man. The one thing I knew that Kobe Bryant was going to be before his passing, his daughter, and he was going to be an advocate for women's sports as a father of a daughter who plays basketball, who plays football, who plays she used to play soccer. Now she's just all around athlete. My daughter is she plays AAU basketball, she plays high school basketball. If you're not a fan of women's sports, you are doing yourself a disservice, right? My daughter already told me she's gonna yam on somebody. Now, if she does yam on somebody, it's gonna go viral times 20 million, Stephen. I say that to say this. Do yourself a favor. Make sure you are supporting women's sports in a way to where you're not doing it because, hey man, I don't think it's going to be exciting. It is very exciting. It is very, very enthusiastic. And I'm just saying, I be enjoying myself thoroughly watching my little one get out there, my young and get out there and get it, get buckets. But I will end on this. LeBron, be quiet. Just go home. Just be quiet. You know why? If you're gonna say something, this is what you do. You want to talk about why people keep hating on Jalen Hurts. Do that. Why are people calling Jalen Hurts not elite? Why are people saying Jalen Hurts ain't that good? Why are people keeping him off? He's tier 3. He's tier 3.
Poor Bucky.
Bucky. Listen, Bucky. You one of them ones, man, in this media space, man. You don't gotta do that. You don't need clicks. Chase Daniels need clicks. You know what I'm saying? Chris Sims need clicks. You Bucky Brooks, baby. You went to North Carolina. Your name is Bucky. Stop it, man. But look, if you ain't listening to the Fan in the End, you're doing yourself a disservice. Stephen, myself, all we do is have fun on here, bringing y'all great content, great insight, great perspective. And listen, like I said, we are the common sense. We are the common sense podcast / company. We common sense people. CSP, baby. We common sense people. We grow it in our garden and we pick it up, we smell it, we wear it. Some of y'all need to get y'all some of this common sense. Common sense will tell you ain't watching the Fan in the End, boy, you're doing it wrong. Do yourself a favor. Make sure you're clicking the like, the share, and the subscribe. Get all the notifications as well.
Yeah, that's right, my friends. We're going to be busy over here over the next week. We got fired up tomorrow evening. I know JD sent you an invitation to join us for the shenanigans. If you do, it will be 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 Atlanta fans against 1 Philadelphia fan. So if that's going to be the case, I'm in trouble. Firepower. But again, I'm reiterating what Ben said, guys. Make sure you guys are locked in. It doesn't matter if it's the fan. If it's the Fan in the End, 108 stitches inside the pigskin, fired up. Any of the other programming we got here on the South Florida Tribune. Make sure you're locked in. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out, my friends.